Hi, it's Miss Lisa, and today is Thursday, and it's our STEM activity today. I'm inside today because I had a lot of supplies that I needed to get, so I didn't feel like carrying everything outside, so we're going to do our activity indoors today. We are going to be making this really cool flashlight thing. Some paper in here, where you make a picture on some saran wrap and you put a piece of black paper underneath of it. Then you make a flashlight, looks like that. And then you slide the flashlight underneath. And then you shine, hold up a little bit. You shine your flashlight on the picture and it shows up like a flashlight from the darkness or whatever in there, like that. And you can see better what you drew in there. Now I did an underwater scene because that's just, I don't know, that's what I did. You can do any scene you want. So hold on a second, I need to get a cereal box. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of cereal boxes. I've been saving them. So I thought I'd try to find a cereal box activity today. Okay, so you're gonna start with supplies. So you need a cereal box. It doesn't have to be big like this. It can be smaller if you have smaller boxes. So you need a cereal box. You need a piece of black paper, a piece of white paper, saran wrap, markers. The markers that you definitely need a black Sharpie. Okay, you cannot use washable markers on this activity, but you have to be able to use a black Sharpie or a black permanent marker to draw the picture. I used the black permanent marker to actually draw the pictures, and then I colored it in with a combination of colored Sharpies and crayons because I wanted to try the crayons to make sure that the crayons would work, and they did. So if you at least have a black permanent marker to draw the picture, and then you can use the crayons or colored Sharpies to color it in. The crayons work just as well. You just have to put a couple coats of the crayon on there for it to show up, but it showed up pretty good. Like, I'm gonna put my black paper in there. I didn't attach my black paper because I wanted you to be able to see how I put it together. Let me see. If you look, you can probably tell which one is marker and which one is crayon, but the fish are crayons. That green is a marker. That red and the blue are markers, but the purple stuff is crayon. So it actually looks pretty close to the same. Okay, so either markers or crayons. You need some glue and you need some kind of tape. Obviously I use duct tape because that's my favorite, but you can use masking tape or Scotch tape or whatever kind of tape you have, but tape, glue, markers or crayons, cereal box, black paper, white paper, and saran wrap. All right? Okay, so let's get started. Try to remember how to tear open a cereal box so you don't waste any of the cardboard. Open both ends, top and bottom. Then find the corner that's glued and go down that corner. Like that. And open it up, and then you have a big giant piece of cardboard. Yay, we love that. So you only need one side of the cardboard. So I already cut one out right here because I don't want to waste it. So cut out one side of your cardboard like this, like that. I'm going to cut the ends off and then cut down sides. Make it like this. Then you're going to take your black piece of paper because you want it to be about the same size, just a little bit bigger than your black paper, so it looks like that. So you can either lay your black paper on there and trace around it, or you can do like I did and just wing it and cut it. But either way, it needs to be a little bit bigger than your black piece of paper, all right? So I think I might use a piece of this tape. Maybe not, it'd be too hard to get off. Okay, so I'm just gonna use duct tape. So you just wanna get a couple pieces of tape. You want your black paper to be flat, and you want it to stick flat on there. So I'm just going to put just a little piece of tape. Let me tear that, it's too big. There's some wasted tape. Put a little piece of tape there, and a little piece of tape there. And I'm going to turn it over and roll the tape over top of the cardboard to stick my black paper on there. Now my black paper is attached to that, okay? Now you are going to stretch your saran wrap. Now if you look at it, I pulled it tight. I actually put a piece of duct tape on the bottom to make it like so that it was stiffer, so I could see it would be easier to put the flashlight under. And then on the back I stretched it tight and taped it on the back. All right, my monitor is over here, that's why I keep looking, because I want to make sure you can see what I did. All right, so you're going to take your saran wrap. Now this is a tricky part because you know how saran wrap is. So if you are a younger child, this is something that mom or dad can do for you. So lay it out over top of the black like this, okay? So because you want to make sure that you have enough on the sides so that you can roll it around and tape it on the back, okay? So we're going to do the bottom part first. You can do this with masking tape. You don't have to use duct tape. You can use whatever kind of tape you have, masking tape or whatever. So I took it and I laid it on there, and I put it about halfway on the paper, and then I just pushed it down so it would stick really good, okay? Very carefully so that you don't tangle up your saran wrap. Roll it over, lay it out. This is another big kid project, I think. Then roll your duct tape over like this and stick it to the other side of the saran wrap, and then flatten it out. And if you see, I didn't do the perfect job. It's kind of overlapping. So whichever side looks the best, which is that side, we want that side to be on top. Now, I put it down so that it's hanging just a little bit over the end of the cardboard. You don't want it right on the edge of the cardboard because you want it to hang over so that you can slide your flashlight under there. Then you want to stretch it nice and neat. Now this is the hard part, okay? So grab your cardboard, pull your saran wrap underneath and turn it over and lay it flat. All right, so now you're gonna take some tape. It's important that you get the saran wrap as smooth as possible because you don't want it to have any wrinkles in it. That way the picture will be better on the front. If it's wrinkly, it lets more light in. So kind of pull your saran wrap tight. You can use any kind of tape. Just make sure you're pulling it tight, okay? And then turn it over this way once you get a couple sides done. Oh, look, I taped that too far up. Oh well. And you're gonna stretch it tight this way and pull it tight. Oh, here's some. And I pull it a little bit when I put the tape on it to pull the plastic tight. Okay, so there we go. All right, so now you have your plastic attached to the cardboard. That was the hard part, okay? The easy part is doing the other stuff. So your flashlight should fit underneath and on top of the black. So when it shines on there, it actually puts the white paper underneath of your picture. So that's why it looks like it's lighting up like a flashlight. So now you can do your picture, okay? So you can take your white piece of paper. Mine's a little bit too big, so I'm just going to slide it in like this so I can see what I'm drawing. Take your marker, your black marker, draw your picture on there. You don't even have to draw a picture. If you just want to draw like swirly things and color them in, totally up to you, whatever you decide you want to draw, okay? So once you use your black Sharpie, you want your paper to dry, so you can flip it around a little bit. It doesn't take very long for it to dry, the Sharpie, but you want it to dry so that when you color it in with the markers or the other crayons, it doesn't smear the black. Okay, check and see if it's dry. It's pretty dry. I'm going to use some markers on mine. So you can color in some of the swirly things, or you can just put some color on it, whatever you want to do. Okay, mine's not going to be as pretty as yours because I'm in a rush, and you don't have to be in a rush when you do yours. You can take your time. Okay. Now if you use the Sharpies in between colors, you need to let it dry a little bit. So just be gentle with your paper so you don't rip or tear your saran wrap. Okay. You can do it however you want. There. Okay, so once you get your picture done and you can move your paper out, you can take this out because you're going to need it, all right? So you need to get the other half of your cereal box, and you're going to make your flashlight. So it doesn't need to be too big, but it needs to be big enough so that when you move it around in the underneath of the saran wrap, you can see. So I just drew it on there. You just draw a rectangle like this. You just draw a rectangle. That's your handle, all right? Then you draw like a triangle on top of that. It does not need to be straight, but you want it to be a little bit straight, okay? So like that. So draw a triangle and a stem, all right? Then I took a Sharpie, but you can use crayons. I'll use a crayon in case somebody's using crayons. So you can take your crayon and you color it in. Like so. All right. Then you need to draw the rays or stuff from your flashlight. So you're going to want to draw like out like that, okay? Then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut it out. So you want to color it before you cut it, just because that way it's, you don't get marker or crayon all over everything where you're working at. Okay, so there's my flashlight. Looks like that. Now, since I used a cereal box, the top of it is the color of the cereal box. So I wanted it to be white. So that's what your white paper's for. So you're going to take your glue. My glue's almost empty. I should have left it upside down. You're going to take your glue. There we go. Put your glue all around it. Now, if you have double-sided tape, if you're lucky enough to have that, you could use that. Or I guess you could use regular tape if you want to, but it needs to be really stuck to the paper. So take your paper and just lay it on top. Rub it really good like this, and you want to glue your paper to your flashlight like that. Okay. Okay. See how it's glued to the flashlight? All right. So then you're going to cut it. You're just going to cut it to match your flashlight. So it's the same size as your flashlight. Sorry, I have to turn it over so I can see what the flashlight is. So that it's the same size as your flashlight. And just trim off the extra like that. So now the top of your flashlight is white, like that. Then you have to draw the bulb. See that yellow right there? So that's the flashlight bulb. So you just draw like a half a circle right there and color it in yellow. Ooh. And just color just the circle, not the white part, not the rays. You just want to color this circle right here. Leave this white, all right? So now you're done, okay? So here's your flashlight, here's your picture. So I'm going to shine the light on my picture and I'm going to see what I did. And then you shine your flashlight in there and you can see all the things that you made. Now, depending on what kind of picture you make, it'll be like totally cool. All right, so that's what we made today, flashlight pictures. If you have any questions, send me a message or email me or post a comment or whatever. Be sure and like the post so I know you guys are watching. All right, we'll see you later. Bye.